Hey, how's it going?
Ever feel like you're getting half the story? So do we. That's why King Capone and Jack Dans are here to bite the topic. We're not afraid to ask the questions that others don't and explore the angles unseen. And maybe even stir up a little something new. So get ready to rethink what you thought you knew.
Thick bitch, that thick bitch said she finna show her titties. Said she coming with me to the city. She a city girl. Bitch keep on asking what's the V. Bitches villain world.
Enough is enough, man. I'm playing around with drops and intros. Playing around the drops and intros. We got one of my favorite people to talk about to get on the show to talk about origins. My man Judah, I consider a biblical expert. Of course, we got Jack Dans in the building, the Queensiest. He here via satellite phone because he in LA somewhere. You know, he always in LA playing in LA. And then we got Autumn. We got a female contributor this week. Well, I also I happen to be married to. Uh, so we got a few topics to talk about this week. But before I get into that, Jack, can you hear me?
Damn,
Jack,
Capone, you know what's crazy?
what's going
I
on?
just thought about it, bro. I got a league game at 10.
What time is it now?
It's 9:05.
All right. Well, you can.
And I got two of them.
All right, bet. Well, you get out of here by 10, but we answer a couple questions. So
Okay, cool.
we'll get to matter of fact, we'll get to let's see what we got here. You guys heard about this thing about this young girl from California? The track
No,
meet.
I haven't, man. You know, man, I've been working, so I haven't really been in tune with the news lately, like I normally would. But bits and pieces of things come across my phone, and I gotta look and then get off because I'm working. But no, I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, well, I guess she took number one and got the gold medal out in California, and
Hmm.
her and her dad did like a copycat of what another athlete did, a celebration. He ran out there with the fire hydrant and sprayed her feet like her feet was on fire, and so they took her gold medal from her.
Oh wow.
The
So
question
this other,
is,
oh,
do you think that's too much taking that from her, and should they give it back?
Um, Me personally, um, yeah, I feel like they should give it back to her because they were only reenacting something that happened previously whenever time it ever happened. But I think it was a joking, like a jokingly gesture. I think it was. I don't think it was as serious as they should have took it. But you know, Edomites, man, they
When you
go
say when you say Edomites, because some of the people in the audience may not know what you're
or
talking about.
AKA your friendly white people. You know,
Okay.
they take things to heart. Definitely when us as so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, when we conquer things and when we do better than them, they're gonna do anything in their power to take it back from us.
So
how
You know
you
what I
old is
do
mean?
this
believe
girl?
this has something to do with race?
Yes, absolutely. Because let it had been them on the other on the let it had been them. Like if the shoe was on the other foot, they would
Right.
they definitely wouldn't have took nothing from them and or her, and they probably would have treated her like she shot Sonic the Hedgehog. They probably would have came out there with a blue suit, threw it on her with the Sonic the Hedgehog things on her back, all type of stuff. They
So
they
so
probably
Autumn,
Yeah.
you having kids,
Hmm.
do you from the other angle, as a kid or one of the parents that may have lost the race, do you think it's too much to do a celebration
Well,
after
that's
you win?
that's what my question was. How old are is this kid?
16. 16.
Yeah, see that kind of does get a little tricky because at that age when your kids are playing in sports and stuff, you want to make sure that you aren't destroying other people because you want to always celebrate your kids, but having kids who have lost and who have won, you got to think about how your kids felt when they lost. So this could be over the top. Now, it also depends on what's in the handbooks, because a lot of parents don't read the handbooks and the rules and the regulations when their kids start these sports, because a lot of times they have that in the handbook that you cannot do that. And they'll just go to these parent meetings and stuff and attend that and not really go by every single rule. But a lot of times that is in the rules that you cannot showboat and you can't do that.
Are you advocating for her medal to be taken away because of a celebration?
Put it to you like this. I would not like to get her medal taken away. But if it is in the rules, you do gotta follow them. Now, if this happened with this other person who was celebrating, and this is on the same team and or same league, and that person didn't get their stuff taken away, then that's different. But if this person is clear across the country that celebrated, wasn't in the same leagues, or anything like that,
No, this was a
really
professional.
compare the two.
This was a professional who did it, and she was just kind of mimicking a professional.
Yeah, see, that's a different thing. You can't always do that because there's different rules. And a lot of times when they say like no showboating and stuff like that, it's to protect the kids. So, I do think that taking the medal is excessive. But again, if it's in the rules, then you gotta follow them.
That's a good point. Me personally, I
get it too. I like the way she put that. That was well put.
But we also got to let kids be kids as well. Like we done moved into an era in the country where sensitivity overrules everything now. There used to be a time where you could run in the end zone, spike the football, do a dance, and everybody thought that was great. And now somebody's crying when you do that, so you can't celebrate. Isn't that the same impediment? Like you can't celebrate when you win, or someone's gonna cry.
Absolutely.
Like, what are you gonna do? What? So you got to win. You just have to win in peace, I guess. Even Michael Jordan jumped up high and pumped his fist a few times.
Right.
You know what I mean? We want to celebrate. I think that's real messed up that they took her medal from her. She could have been reprimanded in a different way. I don't think that's right. But at the same time, I do understand that there are going to be some parents who are going to be upset.
What's good, y'all? I'm here.
What's going on, Jack?
What up, Jack? What up, boy? We got looks like a DoorDash driver.
You want to say hi to everyone?
I didn't know you was on the podcast.
Yeah, you can say hi.
Hey, what's going on?
You can't hear me. You got the
No,
headphones on.
they can hear you.
Okay, what's up? What up, Ray? What up?
What's going on, Ray? You all right?
Hold on.
Let's
I
see you
got my
got.
team with me. See Chastity here.
Let's go.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing, sister?
Hey, ask Ray how much I gotta pay you. Ray, how much I gotta send you for this short cameo?
Hold on, let me put this on speaker.
I said, ask Ray how much I gotta send him for this short cameo.
How much you guys sent for the short cameo? Come on, I give you the invoice. Y'all see the Bow Wow clip? We got us going crazy. I ain't see none of y'all comment on it. What's y'all comments on?
No, I definitely commented, bro. I commented.
What happened? I didn't even, I was driving all day, so I didn't even get a chance to look at the clip.
It's kind of controversial. Hey, that's something you might want to comment on.
What is it? What's going on, Jack?
So there was a take that on the show that Ray said that Bow Wow was a bigger superstar than Jay-Z. At his peak, a bigger superstar, not lyricist, not businessman.
That's true though. That's true.
So you agree?
That's actually true. Yeah.
Most
because
definitely.
at one point, every single week, Bow Wow was in your living room with you for 1,000 weeks at 106 in Park.
Yeah, he was Mr. 106 in Park.
Listen, this was way before 106 though. Let's take it back to when I was in middle school, like 97.
Y'all had kids in Detroit watching BET?
Don't start.
Yeah.
You think BET? You thought BET only was on the corner up there on 128 or wherever it's at in New York?
I mean, I know better than that, but I mean, I ain't know if I ain't know if cable was in Detroit in 1997.
Man, cut it out. No, man, we watched it religiously up here, man. That was like one of the first things we'd do when we come in from school, we cutting on BET. What was that Tigger had?
106, the
In
basement.
the basement.
Yeah,
106
Rhapsody in the
Park,
basement. We
and
watched the Rhapsody in the
Yeah,
basement. We
who
watched
TRL.
So now I'm interested in who thought Jay-Z was a bigger star than Bow Wow.
Well, of course, the contrarian B Miller. B Miller's like, what? I'm like, he's like, what? Jay-Z? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think he probably mixing the fact that Jay-Z got more star power now, because it's hard to think of
Right.
then. But at that time, you wasn't hearing no Jay-Z like you was hearing Bow Wow. So
No, not at all.
that is a pretty good point. But I think it's kind of a mute point because obviously Bow Wow was the bigger thing.
And
going-
plus, from a woman's perspective, Bow Wow looked way better than Jay-Z.
Facts.
So, you know, like no young girls ever was like, oh, I can't wait to be Mrs. Jay-Z. I mean, even at that time, like when, like in his super peak time, not like right now, but like when he was coming out and new and fresh and young, Jay-Z never been a
Bounce with
looker.
me.
He never been. You know, I mean, so like back then, you know, Bow Wow, you know, even though he was little, girls loved him.
Mm-hmm.
So
When Bounce
you know,
with Me came out, well, I want to. I can't
we
even
got-
remember the name of the album.
Hey,
Rocky Jean on here too.
how's it going?
Hey.
But hold on,
Hey.
how y'all got how why is no one showing their face? Like how I go away for 30 minutes and you let niggas come in the house and do what the fuck they want?
No, man.
Everybody camera broke. Everybody camera
Come
broke
on,
this
man.
week.
It don't
Hey,
matter.
I'm doing this. I gotta do this. I gotta do this for certain reasons, though, Jack.
Okay.
I gotta do this for certain reasons. I have to talk to you later.
But you from the D, you
Capone
put
kind
the
of know
ski
why.
mask
Capone
on.
kind of know why. But
nah,
yeah,
I just got
you know-
look.
You know,
I've
Jack
got a lot
big,
of stuff going on at
Jack
this
big-
moment in my
Jack big
home.
on faces, and Autumn got a lot going
What
on in
hotel
her
is it?
background.
The dream?
So, you know, we got voices. We got voices, man.
Damn.
We got voices. You away right now. You away. You here via Skype right now.
right. He vacationing and all that.
You here via. But listen,
So this is
you can't take over. You can't take over because right now with this the topic. DoorDash driver then came back. He didn't get a big enough tip. He came back with the mag. What would you do in that situation?
Ooh, shit.
What you do when the DoorDash driver come back like this, and that's you on the ground? Do you tip him? Do you tip him or do you fight him?
Okay. The younger me, the young dumb me, probably would just try to fight him. But now that I'm older and I'm wiser, I know I have children I need to live for.
Saying he looked like he mean business.
Yeah, he looked serious from behind. He looked serious from behind, so I can only imagine how his face looked.
But the dude beat him up and took the gun.
Oh wow.
He tried to take the gun, but he knocked him on the ground.
Man,
Oh,
he took the gun.
Oh wow.
I know, Autumn. I know you would have tried to take the gun, so I ain't gonna ask you.
Man, I can't help it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tip dude, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and give him $20, man.
Before
Here.
Judah got to run though, Judah, I gotta get your opinion. We got this viral video that went out about Kevin Hart.
Okay.
And
What happened? What happened with that?
Basically, Kevin Hart said something to the effect of he was, do you remember when we were kings and queens and the Egyptians said that narrative is false and that the Afrocentric view of, Africans being kings and queens was fake. So I did a clip on it and
Okay.
I'm talking about right now in the comments, it's so many people saying that that's actually true, that the blacks never were kings and queens in Africa. And I know there's the scientific perspective, but then there's the biblical perspective.
Absolutely.
And that's why I brought you here, considering you're a Bible expert.
Okay.
What is the origin of the Egyptian?
Okay, so the origin of the Egyptian. Okay, let me get my Bible real quick because I don't want to just talk. I want to show scripture too. So the origin of the Egyptians are what you would call Ham or Hamites. The word African wasn't a thing. Black wasn't a thing. White wasn't a thing. Everybody was named by tribes. So Ham are what you consider Africans today. So you go Egyptians, your let's see, your some Ethiopians, not all, because there's a lot of tribes in the Ethiopian tribe, but you get the gist. The Egyptians are definitely Hamites, right? So I want to get the scripture, and I'm gonna show you what God said, right? So the book of Exodus, chapter
You're
11.
getting kind of muffled just a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna see what God said about the Egyptian, right? So
Okay. Be clear, because this might be the clip of the year.
okay, so can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the book of Exodus, chapter 11 and verse 7. Now, before I read this, I want to let y'all know too. See, God had a way of putting things, like he used signs and detail in everything that he do, and he put in the Bible, right? So when we read the scripture, watch what he say. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 11, verse 7. He say, but against any of the children of Israel, which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and
Now,
Americans,
how do
Native
you come to
Americans.
that conclusion that the children of Israel are blacks, Hispanics, and natives, though? Some people, because everybody right now, they feel like the Israelites were, or when you think of maybe Jews of today, you think white.
Right. Okay. Hold that thought, because I'm going to answer that question.
Go ahead.
Right?
Go ahead.
Okay. So listen to what he said. So it say, but against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. So God considered every other nation outside the children of Israel dogs. He's calling them dogs, and he say against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Why did he say that? Because obviously these people look alike, but he put a difference between them. So when you look at Africans today, and then you will put a person like me with melanated skin next to an African, you're going to be able to look at them, and you're going to look at me, and you're going to look at that person like, yeah, they do have dark skin. They both do look black, but they got different features. For instance, you will look at my hair and look at their hair. Their hair look crazy when mine's got a different texture. Now we both may have woolly texture hair, but I got a finer wool.
Okay.
His shit look like a carpet. Excuse my language. You get what I'm saying? Or you may look at my nose or look at my face, my cheekbones, and his cheekbones. Their facial structure may look different from my facial structure, even though we may have melanated skin, but our features look a lot different. So when he say he put a difference between Egyptians and Israel, that's what he means. Yeah, we may have melanated skin, but our features are different. We look totally different from each other. But in modern time, people will say, yeah, we all came from Africa, so we all the same people. Yeah, we did come from that landmass. But there's over 1,500 dialects in a plethora of different tribes that come from Africa. Now the question is, which one do you come from? Get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, yeah, it's definitely a difference
So
between
Egyptians, what are they?
They are from the tribe of Ham. They come.
Does that mean they're Arab?
No, they are not Arabs. Arabs are totally different from Africans and Israelites.
So who are the Arabs that are in Egypt now?
Okay, so Arabs, like, they all over that landmass. They not just in Egypt. They in Saudi Arabia.
Well, because one of the quotes they said is, the Egyptians identify as Arab only.
That's because they may consider, that's just like us here in America today. We live here in America and we consider ourselves African American. But how could you be named after two different people? That's, for one, people need to know, when you call yourself an African and an American, you're calling yourself or naming yourself after two different people that colonized Africa and America. It was two best friends.
Well, wouldn't that be similar to Italian American?
Yeah, it's one and the same.
It's kind of like saying I'm Italian, but I live in America.
Right.
Right. So African American would say I'm African, but I live in America.
But again, that goes back to what I said earlier. There's over 1,500 dialects in Africa and a plethora of different tribes that's in Africa. Now you need to figure out which one do you come from. That's the difference.
Okay, so the Egyptian kings and queens were what we consider black today.
They were they were melanated, yeah.
Well, I mean, Arabs are melanated.
True, absolutely.
So I'm trying to get to the bottom of, because in the comments right now, you got people debating and saying, you know, blacks wasn't never nothing but slaves. So then we got all of these black people running around calling each other kings and queens every day.
Right.
And they're saying, why are you doing that? You don't come from that lineage. Can the African American in America today claim he comes from the kings and queen lineage, and how?
Okay, so biblically, we were definitely so the Israelites, the children of Israel, only reigned for 80 years throughout all the time. So when we go back to the Egyptian captivity in the Bible, Joseph was the only one that reigned king, and he got the position due to interpreting dreams for Ramses. Once Joseph died and the second Ramses came in, we were slaves all the way up until the Most High sent Moses to free the Israelites from the Egyptian captivity. So the Egyptians, the Hamites, yeah, they were kings and queens. They were, but we were in captivity to them. So we didn't find out who we were until we were freed by Moses. And once we found out who we were to the Most High God, morally, physically, spiritually, yeah, we're kings and queens because we are the chosen ones. But while we're on earth, no, we didn't reign that much. You know what I'm saying? So
there's
when
a
they
comment
say
on here that says, do you remember in the 1700s when millions of whites were enslaved by Arabs, went to war with them in Africa to make sure no Americans were made slaves again?
Okay, so
I remember that. I think we should teach both of these things. Does that have any truth to it?
Okay, so let me get the book. Hold on real quick. Let me get the because it was prophesied that the Edomites and the Ishmaelites were gonna sell the Israelites to one another. Hold on one second. Let me get this real quick. It's the book of Amos. I'm trying to get it. I'm working with one hand.
Yeah, because I just never knew that there were this many views on where black people came from and the true origins. And I mean, you always hear people saying we were kings and queens.
Right.
And now that this video is like going viral, I'm seeing so many different angles. I mean, there's people on here saying, stop telling us we from fucking Egypt. We're from America.
But see, a lot of people don't understand the history. If people understood the history, they would know where they really came from, man. And that's what's sad, because they really don't be knowing where the hell they came from. Matter of fact, here it is right here. It's the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 6, right? It say, the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. So this is prophecy that the Hamites and the Arabians were going to be selling the Israelites to the Grecians. And it's a clip. I don't know if you remember that. It's not even a movie, it's actually a series. But Roots, when Kunta Kinte was getting beat and all of that.
Yeah, I remember Roots.
It's a clip in there, right? Like, I want to say like episode 2, when Kunta Kinte his father sent him to go hunt a bird, and he had to bring it back to the camp. And while he was going to hunt the bird, he saw an Edomite, an Arab, and an African all walking together, and they had caught slaves. That actually happened. They all came together and sought to take the children of Israel into slavery, And you read about that actually in Deuteronomy during the curses. It was said that was going to happen to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans because when we get down to it, we broke the law. So by us breaking the law, God told us he was going to send us back into slavery again. You know what I'm saying? And he was very specific how he was going to do it. That leads back to your question earlier when you said, how do we know the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Israelites? Because how do we know that? Is because when we read the scripture, it actually tells us. Again, I told you how God worked. He deals in detail and he shows signs. So he gave us a bunch of curses that he was going to do to this certain people. And we just got to look at the signs and say, hey, that happened to them certain people. That happened to them certain people. Or this happened to them certain people. Damn, okay.
I just got a comment. I got a comment in that said, the guy with the name Judah believes whites will be slaves. Is that true?
Absolutely. And I not only believe it because that's what the Bible said, but
what is Bible, it? That's kind of controversial, so we can't just slip right over that. We have to.
Okay.
How will white people in? I'm half white, so am I going to end up being a slave?
I mean, the thing is the Most High deals in tribes and lineages, and it's all about who your father is. So if your father is an Edomite or AKA a white man, then unfortunately you out of luck. You're considered an Edomite.
There are black people out there who are mixed, but they're well, I guess they ain't even, we can't call them black if they mixed, but their father is white.
Absolutely. There's no such thing as mixed according to the Bible. God he didn't make people mix. He basically, everybody, I'm gonna just read it. Let's just read it. Let's just get it. I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna always let the Bible speak. You feel what I'm saying?
This is about to go crazy. The white people, I can't believe white people gonna be slaves.
I'm okay. So let me read this.
My question too is, Judah, because you're saying like where are you from, what tribes and stuff are you from? How are you determining what tribes and things you are from? And the reason that I'm saying that is because I've taken several different DNA tests.
Okay.
And all of them, when it comes to the African blood part of it, or it becomes different because some of it said, like, I have some that comes from Egypt, a lot of it from Ethiopia, some from Turkey, and then it gets tricky because then when it goes to the Iraq part of it, sometimes it turns that actually into Asian.
Okay, let me ask you this.
It depends on the test.
Let me ask you this. With you saying all of that, so you telling me you took a test and all of them different lineages came back in your test saying that you were part of all of that?
Yeah.
See, this is when you gotta. I'm gonna just be honest. It's an unpopular opinion and it's an unpopular fact as well. A lot of those DNA tests that that you go on the website and you sign up for and you have them send it to your house, you take it, all of that stuff is made up. All of that stuff is made up. A lot of that stuff is not true. Like I said, the Most High deals in lineages and tribes. Whatever your father is, and if your father tell you, listen, this is what I am, who I am, would you rather believe somebody that lied to you all of your life and told you this, that, and the third, or would you believe your father?
But the thing is, most people don't know who they are and don't know where they came from. And if you want to go and you believe that slavery happened, then it's almost impossible to go past that because there is no records of things and people didn't know. So you can't go back and say, okay, my dad may know where his father was and where he came from, but then my grandfather's parents were slaves, so he doesn't know.
So are you saying,
so like my aunt was the first black person that ever went to a school, ever, was spit on, all that kind of stuff. So like,
okay,
her parents, which are my grandparents, you know what I mean, they were the first ones out of slavery. So this ain't like millions of years ago.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that's the trick, because they always try to trick people and say, oh, this happened years and years and years ago. they will tell us to get over it because this happened thousands and thousands of years ago. And when you think about it, no, it happened. This was only 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70
Right.
years ago. This wasn't that long ago. So stop trying to trick me and say this was so long and get it over it. No, this
But
still
wait a
kind of
minute.
recent.
You
You know what I'm
you
saying? That was just I just
I
wanted to
feel
make
like
that
you're
point.
trying to say that only certain people only got. Does God only love certain people? Put it out here right now, then.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But we going too far. Let me
How is
answer these
that
questions.
possible?
Oh, that's a fact. He
The
said it twice.
Bible, they always told us that the Bible say God love everybody.
God love everybody. But when you actually read the scriptures, bro, God doesn't say that. He only loves one group of people. And I'm gonna listen, okay, because y'all asking a lot of questions, and I got the biblical answers for y'all because I'm gonna read it straight from the scripture. But let me touch on how you know who you are, as far as because you asked since you think you mixed. I want to show you how you know who you are, right? So this is the book of Numbers, chapter 18. We're gonna read one, right? So it says, and the Lord said unto Aaron, thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood. And thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi and the tribe of thy father bring with thee, that they may be joined unto them to minister unto thee. But thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of the witness. Right? So then let's just get straight to the point. Let's get straight to the point.
What happened? What happened? Did you
I
mute
was
it?
gonna say.
Can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute. Judah, you muted yourself. Yeah, he
I think we might have lost him a little bit there.
I think we might have
So, do
lost.
you think that those DNA tests are fake or made up?
No. I mean, I think that they're one thing is certain parts of them we know for a fact are real because, fun fact, I took a DNA test, and when I took a DNA test, I ended up finding that I had a brother. How are you muted? How's it muting everybody?
No, I just mute myself when.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what happened, bro. I was trying to unmute my stuff, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You had your thing, but she asked me if I thought that the DNA test was real, and I know I do know that the DNA part of it is real. Now, I don't know for how accurate they are when they talk about your lineage, but I know for a fact that it is scientifically based because I took a test and it found my brother, and then my dad took a test and it linked me and my dad. I didn't put any information in there like this person is my dad. I did it all myself. Took his DNA, put in the alias name, and just waited, and it linked us. So I know for a fact that the DNA actually linked me, all my brothers, and my father without us telling the app that any of us were related. You know what I mean? And it was now when I did just see Judah does have a point because I did just see some scientists having this discussion, and they was saying it's narrowing it down based off of DNA that they've collected. So it's possible that it could be off, and the possibility was high. So I really don't know how accurate that it is.
And think about it like this. You remember that time where it was the people was telling the fake Jews, the Jewish people, hey, why don't you guys take DNA tests?
Wait a minute, the alleged fake Jews, right?
The alleged fake Jews. Yeah, my bad, my fault, because I don't want to say the wrong thing and get you guys canceled. But the alleged fake Jews, right? Or them people over there in the land today.
Okay.
They were asking them, why don't you guys take DNA tests? And because little do they know, little do a lot of people know, the reason why they don't take DNA tests is because their lineages or the test is not going to come back showing that they are real Jews. They're going to come back showing that they from Ashkenaz, they British, they this, they that. None of it is going to come back as the lineage of the true Jews of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And they don't want to expose that. And you got to remember, they spent millions amongst billions of dollars hiding this truth from us. So the fact that we're coming out and noticing that they've been lying to us for so long, they don't want that truth to come out, because then it's going to shake the world and make us look at them like, well, hey, who are these people for real? Because they've been lying to us this long. Now we need to find out who they are.
So if that's true, and they also read the Bible. Well, I know they read the Torah, but
they don't read the Torah, or they read something called the Talmud.
The Talmud, right?
Yeah, they read the Talmud. They don't read the Bible.
Wouldn't they know that white people can't go to heaven though?
They know that.
So what are they doing? Just faking?
They faking the funk. And I'm gonna show you how they fake. I'm gonna show you how they faking the funk. But let me read the point so you can know God how he do with how he lets you know through the pedigrees of your fathers who you are, right? So this Numbers chapter 1, verse 18. And it say, and they assemble all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their poll. So everybody was declaring who they are by their father. So whatever tribe your father is from, that's who you are. So there's no, I'm mixed with Indian and black, or I'm mixed with Chinese and black. It's either you're going to be all the way Chinese, or you're going to be all the way black.
And all of that comes from your father.
All of that comes from your father.
So Bob Marley, can he go to heaven?
What's crazy is it's tricky with him, because when you looking through the naked eye, he seems to be melanated. He got locks and all of that good stuff. But when you look into his family history, his father is an Edomite. His father is a white man. So he's considered a white man.
So this like 2 points or questions I want to make about
Okay.
Okay. So one, I believe in like the telephone theory, and especially I work in a school.
Right.
And I know that we have all played this game before, where we say something to one person in their ear, and by the time it gets to the 30th person, it is a completely different thing than what I already said.
Right.
So you believe word for word everything that was written in this book,
yes,
all those years ago.
Yes.
And you don't believe that it was made to control people.
Okay, I'm gonna put it to you like this. A lot of Bibles have been tampered with.
Okay. But you got the authentic,
not the King James, not the King James version.
See it.
And I'm gonna tell you which one's been tampered with. They had made something called the Negro Bible that's missing scriptures that the Edomites actually was teaching the slaves through and with. They got that Bible. Then you got the newly translated versions. You got the new King James versions. Everything that's new, those are the books that's been tampered with.
Well, what about the books that they have already omitted, that aren't included in the King James version, that just was omitted?
You talking about the Apocrypha, right?
Right.
See, my Bible that I'm reading out of right now has the Apocrypha in it, like not taken out. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
I have, and the word Apocrypha, the word Apocrypha only means missing. So the Apocrypha is considered the missing books, and those books were actually taken out in the 1700s by the Protestant church because they felt as though it wasn't canon enough to be in the Bible. So, but like the scriptures say, the world is given to the hand of the wicked. So we know who the wicked are. It's the goddamn Edomites. So if they can in control of it, and I'm not just saying that, the Bible says it. The Bible
it's just the way that you said it that made it funny.
The Bible actually says this about these people. They are the beginning and the end of wickedness. And the world was given to them because this is their heaven right now. This is their world right now. But when that time comes, we just know we got next. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Listen, Judah, I got white family and friends that I want to go to heaven. What can they do to get into heaven?
unfortunately, man, listen. Okay, I'm gonna tell you like this. It's gonna be some Edomites that get the kingdom, but they not gonna reign like we're gonna reign.
What they
they're
gonna
gonna
be doing?
what they gonna be doing in the kingdom is what we was doing in they heaven, building the White Houses. We was building their skyscrapers. We was building everything up for them. Are they gonna be doing the same thing? That's the only thing
I
they're gonna
think
be able
people
to
are starting to get the gist of why you came on via no picture.
do. Oh, they want to see my face?
I think they're starting to figure out why you didn't show your face on here
Hey,
today.
it's plenty of reasons why I didn't show my face, but
Um,
it's cool. Y'all
no,
get the
that's
y'all
good.
get the picture though. Y'all get the picture.
That's all very interesting information, and I think a lot of people have no clue that. And I've looked at some of these things that you pointed out in the Bible, and I don't know if there's any other way to read them besides the way that you read them.
Okay,
so
like for instance, watch this, Capone. Watch this, Capone. I'm not to cut you off, my bad, brother.
Go ahead, do your thing.
This is how you know they're going to be doing the same thing that we did in their captivity, because we are still in captivity. Believe it or not, we are still in their captivity today. As long as we're in the land that don't belong to us, we were stolen from our land and brought to their land for one. Which it really wasn't their land because they stole this land. They stole every goddamn thing. But when you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Let me just read it. This is the book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. They say, if any man have an ear, let him hear. So God is telling you, Christ is telling you, if you got an ear, let you hear. Now watch this. He say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with a sword must be killed with a sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So he telling you, everybody that did all of that, basically what comes around goes around. So don't think y'all gonna get away with the slavery y'all put my people through. Oh, y'all going back into slavery, and everything that y'all did to us in slavery, we gonna do it times 10. So we just gonna be having people turning big rocks to little rocks for no reason. Matter of fact, go get that boulder over there. I want you to shave that boy down to a pebble, and then somehow, some way, nigga, I want you to put it back as a boulder, and you better do it, or that's
Or
your
what?
ass. I'm gonna put my foot so far up your ass if you don't do it in 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes to do it too.
Hey, look. Okay, so wait a minute, because all right. Wait a minute. So what do
That's
you
just how I
say?
go.
What do you say to the white people that say, hey, I've been out here struggling too for the black cause because I got black family members and I ain't got nothing to do with that old stuff that happened.
Oh
Why
my
are
God.
you saying that I have to pay
See,
the price?
the Bible actually spoke. The Bible spoke about them type of people, man. It is going to be people that come out and say, you know, white people gonna be like, hey, man, that was my ancestors that did it. That wasn't me that did it. That was them. Watch this. Watch this.
I think the pastor just jumped in here too.
Who did?
The pastor at the church we go to.
What's the name of the church?
Go ahead.
Your neighborhood church.
Your neighborhood church. Oh
Yeah.
man. All right, so this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read. Let me read this real quick. I'm gonna read.
I can't see the comments.
I'm gonna read chapter 14, verse 1 through 3. Then I'm gonna skip to the point. Right. So it say, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1. Say, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. Right? And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So he's letting you know, in that day, we got next. We was once y'all captives, but now y'all going to be our captives. Right?
You got any kids?
Yeah. I got one on the way. I got 7 total now.
7 total. So how are you gonna feel when your daughter
Oh shit.
have a kid by a white man.
Oh man, do you know she's getting? Oh my god,
Because then,
excommunicado. It's
because
nothing to talk
then
about.
your grandchild.
Oh, the grandchild. It's not my grandchild.
Oh, Judah.
Oh
He
yeah, it's not
he's
my
not fucking
grandchild.
around. He is not fucking around.
That is not my grandchild. Shit,
Listen,
that's your
Judah.
child.
So
That's your
before,
husband. You go over there and you go over there. You can have that. Y'all are not welcome here.
Oh
damn,
man, that's
grandkids ain't
bad.
welcome in the house.
Oh, the grandkids can't even come in. They
Dang.
listen.
How y'all even friends? Look, you you the same prodigal the stuff he talking about.
Nah, but my
hating.
dad,
No, but
black.
his dad is an Israelite, so he good. His dad is good.
Listen, hey, I didn't make the rules up, Autumn. Look, Judah. So there may be someone that's white that's watching right now that's saying this is complete horseshit. The Bible don't say that. Can you prove it through scripture that God is gonna do something bad to white people? Like he hates white people.
Oh
So,
man, yeah,
way.
he made a book solely for the Edomites. Like he got one book in his one chapter.
What
And
is
he
the
talk-
phrase? What is the sentence that really says I hate white people?
Oh,
Because
okay.
y'all keep saying that
But you remember, it wasn't a thing. Like it wasn't no color. Well, I take that back because the Israelites definitely all through the Bible is letting us know that they are black and they are from the tribe of Judah. But when it comes to white and all of that stuff, God didn't call white people white people. He gave them their name. Like they are Edomites. Their progenitor is Esau, which are
and
Edomites
Esau was
in
white.
totality. But this is the book of
Wait a
Edom.
minute. Well, hold on now. Before you do that,
Mhm.
hold that thought.
Mhm.
I think I got you.
Okay.
Esau is the reason that they white, right?
Yes.
Esau daddy black.
That's a fact. That's a big fact. But you got to remember in the book.
No,
You've been saying all night
I'm
tonight
about
is your
to-
daddy
You're
black.
right. I'm glad you said that. You got to remember though. See, you gonna make me have to go to it now, bro. You see, you jumping the gun, you moving the goalpost like my man
Listen,
be
because
saying in the
I'm gonna tell you
page.
why I'm doing this.
Okay.
You got 10 minutes left before you got to be to your game, and I can't let you escape here without pointing out the fact that Esau dad is black. So you
That's a
cool with
fact.
Esau, which
That's a
means
fact.
you cool
His dad
with
is
Esau
black.
children, would mean you like white people.
But you got to remember what Esau did. What did he do for some raw meat? He was so hungry. This is why they eat raw meat today. You remember I told you God worked in signs in detail.
Okay.
He was showing who these people will be in the last days. Esau sold his birthright for a morsel of meat. Jacob is cooking, and he said, "You know what? I don't care if it's not done, if it's still mooing. I'm hungry. Give it here." And he sold his birthright. So by him selling his birthright, there's no kickers for him. It's over for him. He sold that for some undone meat.
Show us where God hate Esau then.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna read it 2 times in the Old Testament and the New Testament. I'm gonna read it 2 times. So this is the book of Malachi. We're gonna read chapter 1. We're gonna start at verse 1. It says, "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains waste and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever."
Damn.
He said he
Old
hates them.
Testament.
That's the Old Testament. Now let's go to the
Damn.
New Testament. Because a lot of people say, but Christ came and he changed this and he changed that. And nah, brother, nah. Because what did he say? I changed not. He said that 2 times too. He said that in the Old and the New Testament. But watch this. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9, Verse. It's okay. I'm gonna start at 5, and I'm gonna read down to 13, so we can get the gist of what's going on. It say, whose are the fathers of whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came, who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. Not as though the word of God have taken none effect, for they are not all Israel, which are Israel. So just because you are Israelite, don't mean you are Israelite, because you got some Israelites out here not keeping the law. You got some Israelites that don't believe in Christ. You got some Israelites that just they know they Israel, but I'm gonna only just read the Torah. So he said right here, just because they Israel don't mean they Israel, right?
Okay.
And then now now it's about to get good. It say, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they all children, but in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now that's heavy, because remember when you asked me, but ain't Esau dad black? What did it just say right here? It say, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Now Esau and Jacob definitely came from Isaac, but who sold the birthright? Esau did.
Mm.
So only Jacob got that birth. Now Jacob only got that blessing. It's about to tell you. Watch this. Verse 8. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of God. Because remember, it just said in verse 7, neither because they are the seed of Abraham are they the children, but in Isaac shall they be called. So that's talking about both of them, Esau and Jacob. Now this is the point. That is, they which are the children of the flesh, because they both children of the flesh, because they were twin brothers, right?
Okay.
So they both children of the flesh. But watch this. Then it say, these are not the children of God, but the children of the promise are counted for the seed. So who got the promise? Jacob got the promise.
Okay.
So that lets you know, just because Esau was of the flesh, that don't mean he was God's child. It's whoever got the promise. The 12 tribes of Israel got the promise. That's it.
You might be cooking, but I gotta find somebody white to come on here.
That's cool. That's cool. But let me get to the
read
point.
it, and they because
That's cool.
you could be putting a 10 on a 2. I don't know.
I'm not, bro. I'm talking about it's in black and white. It's right here, bro.
Not
Now watch
Okay.
this. It's about to get good, though. It's about to get good. Watch this.
You got
Verse
5
9.
minutes.
Okay. I go over for this. I go
Okay.
over for this. It's
Okay.
like, they say, for this is the word of the promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, that's talking about the twins, Esau and Jacob, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. Esau was the older brother. Jacob was the younger brother. What did it just say? The elder shall serve the younger.
Okay.
Watch this. That's the scripture you was looking for. As it is written. Now, when you hear as it is written, what do that mean?
That's God put that down, huh?
Yeah, but when you hear as it is written, what would click in your mind? It was written before.
Yeah.
It was written in the past. Verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Damn, that's strong words.
That's Old Testament and New Testament. He said it twice.
So not only do God hate white people, also they coming back as slaves. Also, their kids is hit too. That's a lot to take in.
It is. Now, this is the last thing, right? Because you asked me, like, how do we know? No, matter of fact, I'm gonna answer this question because she said, how do you know the Jews are black? How do you know you from the tribe of Judah? Watch this. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 14, verse 3. Verse 2. No, I'm gonna read 1 to 2. The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the Dirith. It's a Judah mourner. Now, when you hear Judah, the word Jew derives from Judah. So Jew is only short for Judah, right? It's a Judah mourner, and the gates their language. They are black. unto the ground. So who was them people in the land of Israel talking about they Jews when the Bible say the Jews are black unto the ground? They ain't say white to the ground.
What wasn't there some time where white Jews could convert? White people
Never.
could convert into
You got to
the
remember, bro, those so-called Jews, the Jewish people, they are Edomites. Those are Esau. That's Esau at the end of the day. You got to remember, bro. I don't care what it is, bro. Like I told you, they stole everything. But when you look at the Ten Commandments movie, we can read all through the Bible that these people were blacks. They were black, they were dark-skinned, they were melanated, they was confused to be Egyptians because they were black. Everybody looked the same. But when you look at the movie Ten Commandments, all these motherfuckers pale. They white. So Esau want to be white. They want to be Indian. They want to be Chinese. They want to be everybody. Shit, in a minute they about to make a movie of Malcolm X, and he gonna be white. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy, bro. They want to be everybody. So we got to just wake up, man, and realize the fact that these people have been lying to us for so long, man. And God told us that these people was going to be lying. I'm going to end it with this right here because I got to go. And I'm definitely coming back, y'all. I'm definitely coming back.
Okay.
When you get that Edomite, when you get the white guy to come on, yeah, please invite me. But let me show you what God said.
I got somebody for your ass.
Yeah. Let me show you what God said, right? Because he called these people liars as well. Watch this. This is the book of Revelation. Now, when we read the book of Revelations, we all can agree that is the end, like the last book of the Bible, right? Like,
yeah.
and a lot of and the book of Revelation is really going into the end times, right? So this goes to show that we've been in the end times for a long time because the so-called Jews been lying for a long time saying they Jews. So watch this. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, and we're gonna read verse 9. God say, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. Now, when you hear poverty and you look at the so-called Jews today, have they ever been in poverty?
Well, they weren't they persecuted at one time and held as the Romans held them and had them in poverty for a minute. Remember, they couldn't eat soup, they couldn't drink good wine, they was taking their money from them.
So you talking about the fake Holocaust?
No, not the Holocaust. I'm talking about before when they was when they first was setting up their banking system and they and the soldiers would come take their money from them. I can't remember. I watched what was it? The Amschel Rothschild story.
Okay, all right. So when you think about that, though, you got to remember Esau had children too. So it's all types of tribes of the Edomites as well. You got the Ashkenazi, you got man, it's all type of Edomites. It ain't just one type of Edomite. He has sons too. So it's different kind. So you're talking about the Romans went to the so-called Jews and led them to poverty. They brothers. They the same kind of people. So one people putting somebody else into poverty or leading somebody else to poverty, definitely of that sort. That ain't got nothing. That ain't even compared to what our poverty is. You know what I'm saying? Their poverty can't be compared to our poverty. Again, bro, we was enslaved for over 400 years to these people. I'm talking about working for free. And we still behind due to that. They've been living off that forever. Like they families, newborn babies still dwelling in what's the word I'm looking for? They still benefiting off of that. Off the slavery from our backs from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So our poverty and their poverty is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I ride past Edomites all the time holding signs, and I be like, you just don't know. Bro, all you gotta do is just go show that you an Edomite and you good. Like you ain't really gotta be out here holding a sign. That just goes to show you lazy. You don't want to be nothing. You want it handed to you. And you already got it handed to you. All you gotta do is just apply yourself. You can go walk in any job in America or walk in any company in America and just show your skin. And 9.5 times out of 10, you're gonna get hired.
Well, I know a bunch of white people who said that when they try that, it don't work.
They ain't applying themselves enough, bro. They ain't applying themselves enough. That's all it is. They ain't applying themselves enough because
I'm gonna give all my white folks out there a little bit of grace, man. Look, Judah, I'm glad you came up here. We had that little controversial clip that
Bro, let me
about.
end it with two. I got two more scriptures, bro. This
Go
to
ahead.
show you what God said about these fake Jews. Watch this. So he say, I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. So he's telling us he know the tribulation and poverty that we're going through. But he said, we are rich. And then he said, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. He said these people are liars and they the synagogue of Satan, right? And then when you get to the very next chapter, verse 9, he say, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet and to know that I have loved thee. So they in they heaven right now. They living it up. They got all the media. They got the whole music industry. They dwelling off all black people. They dwelling good. They living good. They benefiting off everything that we do. They done stole everything from us and they loving it. They got it right now. Y'all can have it. Because we rich at the end of the day, because we gonna get the kingdom and y'all gonna be in captivity. And in that day, y'all gonna be turning big rocks to little rocks, and then they gonna be back big rocks. And y'all better figure it out. Y'all gonna be carrying my wife for miles. Like her feet never gonna touch the ground in that day. Like it's gonna be lovely, bro. Everything that y'all had us do is gonna come back around. Thus saith the Lord. Thus saith the Lord.
Listen, thanks for coming up here. I'll always love talking to you because you got a different perspective. We're gonna have you on again, but
Hey man, I only read the Bible, bro. That's all.
We're gonna have somebody to challenge you from what they believe the Bible says from their end, and see how you hold up to that type of information.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
You didn't get it?
We'll see you next time, and appreciate you contributing, man.
Hey, I see a comment that say this is pure speculation. Hey,
talk to you next time, my G.
Hey.
I can't even see none of the comments.
This is all pure speculation. Of course, everything we say up here. Listen, half this shit I just make it up. Don't get offended, or if you do get offended at the right people. I'm just wanted to bring you a different view of what some people think. This Egyptian video that I got up got a lot of people saying a lot of racially charged things, and I wanted to bring a different perspective in that you may not have heard before.
Back to Africa shit?
No. I'm ending. We getting towards the end here. It's the end.
Okay.
We had an hour, so now I'm just getting to get to the end of the video. Jack is out having fun. He out there with
I'm
Ray.
back now. Like now, I'm in the middle of. Well, we don't have to extend it, but I'm at the end of. I'm headed back to the hotel now, so I got a few minutes if you wanted to jump into anything, because this is they say Elon just lost $34 billion today.
Oh man, he's furious.
He been doing some bullshit though. That's why he lost it.
No, that's because your boy took him out of it. Took the stuff about the electric cars out of his little money plan, and Elon is mad.
I read it's hey, what the fuck? You see them helicopters right there? I forgot where I'm at. That shit is like I'm on some Call of Duty shit. But yeah, I was looking at the little, like, some points on the plan he did. I didn't see all of it, but one of them, benefit. I thought it was great. He's gonna give priority housing to the veterans, so that's a big part of my income. So I'm glad for that, for sure.
I was gonna ask you, Jack, about what they had to do today to Big Dog.
Oh yeah, Puff. Yeah, he probably was. How. Well, maybe you know what it is, but you know how it be.
They say he in there He in there acting like he threatening people.
He gave him minutes and hours. Like, take that, bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Gave him minutes and hours and.
When is they gonna get to the part they supposed to be prosecuting him about? Because all we right now is talking about is freak this, freak that, freak that. Like, I mean, he should be able to be a big of a freak as he want in his own home with his billions or millions of dollars. Like, where's the criminal part coming in?
I guess, because allegedly, forcing the women to do these things and the transporting of the drugs and all of that. I guess, I don't know. But I mean, I feel like if you're an adult and you consent to things, then I mean, you should do what you want to do.
Yeah, do what you want. I think
Yeah.
that they need to get to the part of where it's actually gonna be something. I mean, like, drugs is not legal, but if you take them, you take them.
You're gonna have trial fatigue. People are gonna be tired of hearing about this shit. The public is gonna lose its interest, and Diddy gonna be out with time served by the time the end of this trial is up.
Yeah, they're gonna take some money from them. That's what they want, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, they done did that already.
I don't know if I want them free. If at this point, I don't even think I have an opinion no more. I don't know if I want the nigga free and locked down. I don't know.
This is USC over here.
But yeah, that's it, man. We're gonna get out of here.
Wait, I want to say one more thing real quick. Y'all seen this little backlash about Brian McKnight? You heard anything about
because
it?
his son died?
Well, it's not just because his son died, but it's because
he's been talking shit about his kids, though, ain't he?
Yeah, so like he literally been talking junk about his real kids, but praising his stepkids. Even to go so far like to name his youngest kid like Brian Jr. And he already got a junior.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Hey, when your kids doing bullshit.
That's why he ain't had a hit in fucking 30 years, because of that bullshit.
Man, they showed a clip and had somebody with a little vial of liquid in it, talking about it was a vial of Lake Lanier water, and they was gonna throw it on him.
You know what you know about Lake Lanier? I mean, the crazy thing is, I mean,
Jack, you know what Lake Lanier is?
Lake Lanier is the cursed lake in Atlanta. I know exactly where it is. I know about it. I ain't never been there, but I've
oh shit.
About it. Yeah. All right, cool. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Damn, my little vial of Lake Lanier part of it.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with
internet nuts.
Lake Lanier. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, look, I know a lot of men that met women and forgot about they had real kids and took care of their kids, and I know men that took care of their kids and someone else's kids. You know what I'm saying? But I think the reason why we amplify this with Brian McKnight is, because he's a I guess you can consider him a legend. And I guess it just stings a little bit.
Will I ever cross your mind? Anytime.
Yeah, because I didn't even know he was a dirtbag.
Do you ever wake up reaching out to me?
Don't try to make that the thumbnail.
Do you consider him a legend?
That song got me through like a year and a half of prison.
What, One Last Cry? What happened? Fleece said, because I like you. You want to shave your head?
Oh shit, man.
Did you have any like guys when you was locked up? Was there any like Fleece Johnson type guys in your prison in the fence?
Nah. That shit he be talking about. I don't know where he was in prison in Uganda or some shit.
Yeah, because the kids always be saying you say like that, like drop the soap stuff, like all that stuff ain't true. Why do you be telling them that? Like, it's
not true. No, that shit is not happening, and it's only happening to you if you gay and you like that type of shit.
Okay, but I'm just saying, could it be a difference because of being in federal prison and being in regular prison?
No,
Well, you gotta
federal
remember,
prison.
federal prison. I mean, not saying ain't no murderers there, but that's mostly white collar crimes
That's not true.
for the most part.
Federal prison at the you heard when people say I was in the pen, that means something. That means they was in the penitentiary. That's where ain't nothing but killers at.
Okay.
Like on a insane level. You would much rather be in the highest level security state prison than to be in a pen. And the pen ain't doing nothing but stabbing all day and all night. So if
So
you
But
go
ain't
the
no
to
pen,
raping
that's what
going on.
that like
yeah,
the
yeah,
max
people get
prison. That's
raped
what
in
the
the pen. You
notorious.
get raped in the
The,
pen. The
Okay,
thing
well
is
then why did you just say that wasn't true
but
then?
I'm saying I'm telling them that like for the most part, like most people don't go to the pen unless you commit like a heinous crime that gets you 20 years or better. You know what I'm saying? But the average person, when you first go to prison, your points are gonna get you around a medium, a low, a camp. That's average. Those are the majority of the prisons you go to. Now, if you go to the pen, now you playing by different rules because everybody in there, they live there. They're not going home. You know what I'm saying? So
so
it's a
like
different.
that Supermax in Colorado that Preem and Larry Hoover and all of them was at. That's the ones that you like. You ain't going nowhere once
But
you get there.
once you get to the super maxes, you're not even moving around no more. Like they call them, they got something called the Cheesecake Factory, right? Where it's
What's
just
that?
it's basic because it ain't no windows in it, and it looked like a cheesecake factory. If you ever seen a cheesecake factory, that's what they call them though.
I
There's
hate
no
the way it
windows
feels.
in it. You're in your room, and then when you got to use the bathroom, there's a rotating thing on the outside of your door. So like when lunch comes, it rotates. You open it, it's a little table, and in lunch you can eat lunch in there. Then when you want to take a shower, it rotates. You open the door, it's a shower right there. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. So you don't leave your room, and then not only that, they scan all your mail, and the mail comes into your room on a TV screen. You don't even get to touch it. So that's when you're really influential in, like, anything you say, do, or write down, or any information that you might receive can further an organization. Judah wanted to rejoin us for a minute. He then came back in the building. What up, man?
Oh, now he showed. Oh, okay. I thought he showed him. So that's
Hey,
me.
Jack wants you to show your face, man.
Nah, he said he can. I respect that. He might
Judah,
got
you
some.
back or you not
He
back?
might got some lint
No,
balls.
I'm back, man. I'm back, man. I wanted to go over a couple more things, man, but
Man, we gone from that right now.
I ain't answer all the questions, man.
I gotta have you come back when I got somebody who can biblically challenge you or it seems biased.
I'm gonna get my guy
Okay.
Joey. I'm gonna get
Yeah, Jack got somebody that'll crush you. So
Okay, cool.
I mean, you my guy. Jack got his guy. So I want you to win because you're from Michigan. But
Yeah, for sure.
but I can only root for you so much because some of the shit you say, But
Yeah,
you
man.
know what it is. You know what it
I
is.
mean, in all actuality, bro, I'm not speaking my feelings.
No,
I'm
you
not.
just reading the Bible. You just reading
That's
the
all
Bible.
I'm doing. That's all I'm doing.
Reading the Bible.
Now I'm gonna have a guard Lord Joey come in here.
Oh my
Basically.
I got my family in here. Gianni, what's going on? What up?
Who?
Seen you in a minute.
Gianni Versace?
Yeah. My niece. But
That's the one that did the consonant thing?
no. That's Tora. That's Tora, baby. No.
How did that go? How did that go for her?
She's streaming and she's streaming and she getting good looks. I hopped on there the other night and had her do a reaction to my son, Baby Kiba, to his music. And she got some harsh critics in there. She got some harsh critics. Some people was like, oh, he walking, but some people was like, man, turn this shit off. So you know how it is with the internet cruel, man. You can come on there with a perfect body and they'd be like, nigga, your belly button ugly. So it ain't a lot you can do against the internet.
Yeah, it's a cold world, man.
It is. But look, we had an hour 13. I know y'all want to stay on here all night, but I at least got to be able to warm something up. You know what I mean? 10,
Warm
10,
up what, some
18,
food?
10, 18.
Yeah,
What you trying to warm up?
he ain't eating nothing but cheese and crackers tonight.
Listen, you usually be asleep by 9:30, so I know you down there in a coma
Wait,
right
so
now.
who's the cook in the house? Capone, you or her?
Who what?
Huh?
Who's the cook? The better cook?
So this is a controversial topic in our house, that who is the better cook, because he wants to cook what he wants to cook. I cook what people like to eat. So, he wants to cook what he wants to cook, and then he just want people to like it because he thinks that it's good because he cooked it.
Give me an example of something that he wants to cook that everyone don't like, that y'all gotta be forced to maybe eat.
Okay, so it's this stuff that he make that he calls like a chicken pot pie. Okay.
It's not called that. That's what it is.
It ain't. Okay. It is not. All right. And he makes this, and like, for instance, our daughter is super picky. Like, she don't like the food to touch. Like, she just is very picky. So she never eats.
So she's very particular about plating.
Yeah, she's very particular about plating, and that's one thing that he fails 1,000,000,000%. And he don't give a shit. He go back to his prison days and he'll slot that shit on a plate and roll with it. But most of because we got so many sons, like, they don't really care. The food is on there, but for us, for me and her, we do care, how it actually looks on there. So
shit, it's all going down the same spot. So hey.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That may be a man thing or whatever, but like, we like our stuff to look a certain way, and so I don't really eat that unless I'm like really, really hungry and I don't feel like making myself something. And she's never gonna eat it. Ever. So she would rather die.
Keep in mind, we got a 6-person household, and she talking about 2 people. Let's talk about the rest of it.
We talking about 2 people, but see, this is the thing. Okay, if I make chicken, let's just say I make chicken, I make broccoli, I make macaroni, I make rice and gravy. All right, I know for a fact that my youngest son doesn't like the top parts of the broccoli, so I'm not gonna give him that. I know
that's the main part. Shit.
He don't like
so
that
he
part.
Just eat the goddamn stems.
He
like the stems.
That's actually the best part.
He's solid like a stem. He like the stems. He like
Okay.
he like the stems. He don't eat macaroni, so I don't give it to him. My daughter don't like rice, and she don't like macaroni, so I don't give it to him. And you know what I mean? Like, it's just
that's crazy.
I cater
got
to
a lot
like
of shit going on over there.
what everybody makes. See, he don't want to do that. That's what I'm saying. He don't like to do.
You want to make a 5-meal rotation on one day so everybody can eat their favorite meal.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, if that was me, everybody be eating peanut butter and jelly every day, or some bologna or some shit like that.
See, he want to do that, and like, one of our sons don't really like red sauce, so like, he want to make like lasagna and stuff like that. But our one of our kids don't eat red sauce, so you know what I mean. Like, for me, that is not like
I gotta make a little Alfredo. Or y'all gotta make it and then put the sauce on afterwards so that he can.
Nah, see, and I would say make it and fry a couple pieces of chicken on the side.
Oh shit!
and let him have that, So that's just the difference. That is not what you.
Wait,
made.
We got 5 people. And the other person that's in.
That's him.
That's what it is. That's what it is right there.
No,
but all the chicken and everything on top of it. I open the biscuit up and put it on top. Delicious, lovely.
Would you be putting the Lawry's seasoning salt on the chicken?
I put a little Zatarain's on there.
Zatarain's, that's what you use for crawfish. I mean, isn't that what they use for fucking like seafood boils?
Yeah.
Shit.
You putting that shit on chicken?
Listen, you gotta go look at the Cooking with Kaya page if you want to get in all that.
Yeah, man.
So I think I'm the better cook, and we just gonna leave it at that.
She the wife, so I'm gonna I'll give it to her. I give it to her.
We'll go.
We gone, man. We out of here, man. Listen, it's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real
really fun. Mm-hmm.
We'll probably try to reconvene.
But hold on, before we go, I I want to give some positive. I seen something that brought a little tear to my eye, but it also made me think.
You
It
sure
was an
wasn't
interview. It was an interview with Bill Russell and Tim Duncan. And Bill
Okay.
Russell was telling Tim Duncan that he said when Jackie Robinson died, Jackie Robinson's wife called him. He said he never knew Jackie Robinson, but somehow she got his number and she said, I want you to be a pallbearer for Jackie Robinson. And he said, oh, okay, but why? And she said, because you was his favorite athlete. He telling the story to Tim Duncan at the time. And he said, and I did just that. When he died, I went and I was a pallbearer. And he was like, wow. Tim Duncan said, wow, that's deep. He was like, well, you know, it's the same way I feel about you. You my favorite athlete. Tim Duncan then later on went to be a pallbearer for Bill Russell. I thought that was kind of deep because these are all people who don't know each other in real life. You know what I'm saying? But they still extended some love, even though there was no true love in between them. They still extended the love of someone appreciated you, you know, so you showed them respect. I think we'd all do better to show respect to people that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Really the moral of that story. You know, even if you don't know somebody, it doesn't mean you don't have to know somebody to be able to respect them. You know what I mean? And you don't have to, every respect doesn't have to be earned from everyone. I know that's a popular term, but
Oh, they're shooting a movie. That's what you can just drop me right here.
look at Jack. He already see
Look like
that?
they're
See
shooting-
that?
you see the
He just
camera?
went off left right from the respect part.
No,
Anyway.
my bad. Nah, because I'm
Anyway,
my
that-
hotel
that's-
I'm staying at in LA is where they shoot all these True Lies and all these freaking movies. And I'm trying to go up. Thank you so much. I'm trying to go upstairs and get suited and booted for the night. And they got,
Hey, did you tip him?
yeah, I tipped them all right. Don't drink
Don't
and
get
drive.
your ass popped, nigga. He run down on you and pop your motherfucking ass.
Oh, yeah, they had to cut. My bad.
But there you have it, man. We finna get up out of here,
Yeah,
man.
This shit is crazy. I don't know
All
how
right,
the
go
fuck
watch
I'm gonna get out
the,
this hotel later, man.
Go watch the fifth plane about 9/11 on YouTube from TMZ.
Filming a
All
goddamn
right.
movie
Hey,
right
Jack,
here.
peep
It was
this.
a fifth plane.
You gotta watch it. You watch it and let me know what you think about it.
Okay, I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna tune in after this
It's-
game.
And it's only like 39 minutes long. It's not long, so quick little watch.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna definitely tune in after this game.
It's crazy.
All right,
go.
y'all.
Big bitch said she finna show her titties. Said she coming with me to the city. She a city girl. Bitch keep on asking what's the V. Bitches villain world. Hey, baby, keep her head. Gotta stay focused in the game. Gotta stay up in your lane. Stay solid to your team. You can never ever change. I'm married to the music. So that thick bitch said she finna show her titties. Said she coming with me to the city. She a city girl. Bitch keep on asking what's the V. Bitches villain world. Hey, baby, keep her head. Gotta stay focused in the game. Gotta stay up in your lane. Stay solid to your team. You can never ever change. I'm married to the music. So